Let me yield 3 minutes to the gentlelady from Chicago, Representative Ramirez.
Gentlelady from Illinois is recognized for 3 minutes.
Thank you, Chair. We just got back from a week with family. Many of us sat around the table and we thank God for our family, for the children, for the ability to have a roof over our head. Some of you remembered that your family came 100, 200 years ago. In my case, they came 40 years ago from Guatemala. And now we're back here in the same rhetoric that we continue to play over and over and over. And Republicans are using human beings as a bargaining chip to try to realize their extreme and their very harmful policies. Despite their efforts to cut funding for land protection, cut social safety net services, bankrupt our federal infrastructure, they also want us to believe that providing emergency refuge and services to asylum seekers is what's causing all our economic problems. Now let me talk about that for a second. Immigrants are not the problem. They are an asset. They're actually a solution to improve our economy. If you go to the neighborhood Aldi like I do, I see 3 people working there, and when I talk to the cashier, they say to me, "Congresswoman, get those work permits, we need workers." There are 11.5 million people ready to help fill almost 9 million open jobs right now. Those open jobs are disrupting the supply chain, and they're increasing inflation. These immigrants are ready to support the 245 million Americans, many of them living in our own communities, living in counties with shrinking populations. They're ready to invest in housing markets, and they're ready to grow our local economies. If you actually ask our people, what keeps you up at night? It's not being able to pay rent. What keeps people up at night is that they have to work 2 jobs just to raise 2 children. What keeps people up at night is that they can't afford the milk, they can't afford other things. Not an undocumented person. So let's talk about economy, because that's exactly what people want us to be able to address. Immigrants are ready to increase our national GDP by up to $1.7 trillion over the next decade. We should be working to address the root cause of this issue by ensuring there's successful resettlement and integration instead of shaming them and then going back home and thanking God for family, community, and country. I ask my colleagues to reject this bill. Let's get to the real work of delivering work permits for all and establishing pathways to citizenship today and improve our economy. With that, I yield back.
Gentlelady yields back. Gentleman from Arizona.